Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to my booth. My name's Jay, and this sample comes to us from Cameron. It's a character demo. We'll give it a full listen through and then talk about it. They're curious about if the demo's just up to snuff. They've designed it themselves very well, I may say so. Spoiler alert. And if they can submit it to agents and pay-to-play websites as of yet, as it stands. So we'll talk about all that after we've listened through the whole thing and break it down. Before we dive in, if you would like me to review a sample of yours just like or similar to this, there's a form. It's in the description. Fill it out, send me something, and we'll put you in a video just like this ASAP. There's also coaching on my website if that's your speed. Check it out. With that said, let's give this a listen.
Contact! Enemy at 12 o'clock! Take cover! Suppressing fire! Move!
Go! Grenade!
Air support inbound. ETA in 30 seconds.
Incoming!
I'm hit! Medic! We need a medic over here!
Whoopsie daisies, that was bananas! Hey kid, give me your lunch money. Please take it, I don't need it. I'm fasting anyways.
Greetings, Earthlings. My name is Kath.
I took a deep breath, closed my eyes, and waited for the wind to push me off the ledge. As if I never existed. As if nothing that ever happened to me was ever there.
Okay, well, first of all, really great job putting this together engineering-wise. The audio landscapes are really, really sharp, and I dig it. It's all really, really well done. So on that front. The one small thing that I will say on technical stuff, and then we'll talk about performance. Firstly, I turned it down a bit just for my own sake. I can't handle super loud stuff, such as my life. And then the little between scenes, as it were, I know what it is now, but my first listen, they were so brief to me that I thought it was you blowing your nose or shuffling some paper for my first listen through. Could be just me being a ding dong about it, but for whatever it's worth, I thought I would mention it. I don't have any suggestions off the top of my head because lots of people use that transition technique. Yeah, for what it's worth. So performance-wise, this last section is wonderful. The performance of it is really, really great. And here's why. Firstly, a lot of a character demo, part of it is showcasing your range in terms of the different characters you can do, the different worlds you can inhabit. And this sample at the end is so understated, so natural, and so vulnerable that it's hard not to be drawn in by it. The focus is your performance rather than grand engineering. The opposite of this, I would say, is the battlescape scene that you have at the beginning. And the reason I'm so drawn to this last bit is it's truly just you acting rawly, and it's really, really lovely. So that's a really great thing to hang on to, I think, in terms of showcasing your abilities and talents. Hopping now to the battlescape, the thing that's difficult with those is it's, in this case, you're sort of showcasing your ability to do sort of vocal stunt work, as it were. In video games, animated shows, whatever it may be, you have to do the screaming and burning and dying for 4 hours, and you have to really, really go for it. So my note for this first bit is for a demo, it can be much shorter. It's really, really well done, which is why it's probably tough to cut stuff out. The pilot is wonderful in there, but it can be, we get the sense of it after a couple seconds, really. And furthermore, you really gotta go for it, which is really challenging to do. And I don't do this kind of work very often just because I do so much audiobooks and stuff that requires endurance rather than stunt work. Rarely do I end up yelling during things. And with something like this, you gotta go 110%. You gotta really scream like your leg just got blown off. So the training importance there is knowing how to do that safely without hurting yourself for 4 hours. Don't just launch into it. And there's lots of stuff you can look up. I'm not going to go into depth here, but you really, really got to go for it. And if you're not comfortable yet doing something like that for 4 hours, I'd hold off putting it on your demo, as it were. So that's my note on that one. But as I said, it's really, really sharply done. The next bit, the sort of Porky Piggish guy.
Shit, God! Medic! We need a medic!
Whoopsie daisies, that was bananas.
Whoopsie daisies, that was bananas. I like that character. He's a goofy little guy. I don't really know what to say about him nor the nerd section where the bully's taking the kids' lunch money. The only things that I would say in those two to just be cautious of is don't do a silly voice for the sake of doing a silly voice. That's partially why this last section was so very compelling, is it was a real person, a real character talking about something that they're going through. And so bring that same sort of life and scenario to the bully taking the money. The bully needs this money. They need to exert their dominance and power over this kid. And the kid, whatever their experience is with it, I'm calling him a kid. Maybe they're not a kid, but I'm fasting anyway. Maybe their mom made that sandwich and it's like the last paycheck or something, like bringing that sort of depth to it. This sort of Dragon Ball Z-esque power-up moment, I don't personally find a lot of value in it for a demo. I think that it's great to know that you can do that stuff. But I think if you were to say go full bore on the battle sequence, we would get the same sort of screaming power stunt work in that scenario. Feel free to discuss that further with me, but I personally, I don't need it as much. This last section is more my speed and interest than hearing that you can do a Kamehameha power up. And then this section.
Greetings, Earthlings. My name is Calf.
Yeah, it's a good sort of just shift. You can do sort of bully thing. There's the cartoony characters, and then here's the AI sci-fi guy. And that sort of flow in demos is nice to show that you can do a bunch of different types of things. So now, as far as submitting to agents and pay-to-play websites, absolutely. This is a really well put together demo that showcases stuff. My advice on it would be to cut this demo into discrete bits. So soldier in battle sequence, pilot in battle sequence for video game, pilot in battle sequence for animated TV show, nerd gets nerd in video game, nerd in etc. AI voice in video, you get the picture. Each one should be a separate, discrete file, and that just helps you to be discovered on pay-to-play websites. Because additionally, folks aren't going to listen through 40 seconds of a demo to hear your sample of a vulnerable person talking about how they feel like a leaf in the wind or whatever it was. That's what I would say about pay-to-play websites. Agents are another story. Agents are a tricky business, and the thing with agents is the demo is part of it, but it's also your body of work beyond whatever you're sending them demo-wise. A lot of agents need to see a sort of proof of concept before they'd be willing to sign a person. And honestly, don't be in a rush to sign with any agent, because agents are portals to different realms of work, different levels of work. But with myself as an example, a significant amount of my day-to-day workflow are things that I've found on my own. And my agents help me with other stuff, with bigger clients, different things. All to say, don't feel pressured to get an agent, because a lot of it can come from you. And to that note, if you have a significant backing of work, if your portfolio is pretty stacked up, this sort of demo you could certainly send. I might reorder things and I might edit a bit. Like I said, truncate the battle sequence section and maybe front load stuff like the last bit where there's the sort of vulnerable introspective stuff or characters similar to that. And that can be, for my money at least, in this moment, it would be my advice. But Cameron, thank you so much for sending this in. I really appreciate it. Really, really lovely job putting this together. You've got some great engineering skills at your back. So I look forward to your next foray into this. Please keep us up to date as you tinker with it. And for the rest of you, I hope this was helpful, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, be well. Toodles.